Wow, 37,000 views, all in a day's work. Normally, I'm usually not that happy with my video results as they don't gain much attention. But wow, that's just great. Honestly, I love everyone who watched that video. I guess it's time to take another break then. Alright, let's just go on Instagram and just... Wait, what the fuck? What the fuck? What is this? What am I looking at? What is this? What? Ew! What am I looking at? Oh! Is this real? No, there's actually no way. No, there's no way this is real. No, they've got to be playing with me. What the? Is that a beaten tooth? Is that a beaten tooth? What? Alright, this needs no explanation. I'll save it for the actual GXK review, but Shimo is a new titan in the Monsterverse. Shimo is probably one of the best titans in this universe so far. Her appealing design, yet it's kinda simple, but it's really majestic. Not only does she have a fantastic roar, but a fantastic ability, her ice breath ability. She's a really cool kaiju and I'm glad she exists. And I really want a figure of her, just like the other three. I do have the Playmates figure and the little mini keychain, but I want something with more articulation. So you couldn't imagine, out of all the Shimos out there, I found the Haya one. Oh, and the SH one. You know what? Yeah, we'll just talk about that now. Yeah, okay. As I expressed in my last video, SH has catched a lot of L's, you can say. SH fumbled up so badly with their GXK figures, so there's no way they were gonna be able to fumble up that badly with Shimo, right? Oh yeah. This is their last step. Before I clown on this figure, I'm gonna go ahead and ask a general consumer on what he thinks, aka my good friend that was in my last video, Hayden, considering he's a Shimo fan.
Hello, hold your applause. I know, you guys love seeing me. It has come to my attention that the official images for the SH Monsterarts Shimo figure have been revealed, and oh boy, does this figure look stunning. Oh no. Tamashii, you're really making it hard for me to defend you here. Okay, let me just say, this figure kind of looks like 80% complete. Yeah, the head and the tail count as an extra 20%. Oh, wait a minute, I didn't even see the nails. Oh my god, never mind. They make that 75%. Okay, for starters, I think the tail and the head here are about the biggest problems here. For one, the head just doesn't look like that at all. If anything, it looks more like the concept art. Second of all, the tail... first of all, why are the crystals on ball joints? Speaking of the crystals, I don't remember them looking anything like this. This look like the on-screen version? No sir, not to me, brother. Now her nails here, I mean, I don't know, they went with black paint. I guess that's reasonable. Even I can't even tell what her color of her nails actually are. It's like a mix of blue and purple. Okay, that's pretty much all the problems I have. Wait. Oh, would you look at this? And oh wow, a new head for Kong. Oh look, they painted the tooth. Everybody. God, not even a new head, but still. All right, everybody, that's about enough for me. I will return. I'm out this bit.
Well, there you go. Just a basic general thought. Thanks so much, Hayden. All right, it's time for my thoughts on this thing. To begin, we'll talk about the sculpt. But basically, what even is this? Now, to all the people who have seen the extras for GXK, you would see that the SH Monsterarts Shimo is not based off her final film design. Instead, it's based off her concept design. Yeah. This is probably the second time SH Monsterarts has done a kaiju based off their concept art since Godzilla 2000. Even if I have problems with 2000, at the very least, it still stands on its own as a good figure. 80% of the figure still looks like the film to this day, even with that ugly neck and face. Sure, it's basically the concept art, but the body still looks like the film. I mentioned in my last video that I said that the Playmates was probably going to be better than the SH. And honestly, looking at the SH, I still stand by the point that I made. Because while the Playmates itself is just a decent figure at best, it's literally a $10 toy. A $10 toy versus we'll get to that. Point is, the figure is based off its concept art. Even with that, it still has inaccuracies. Don't even try to defend it because the Haya one is more accurate. So you're telling me they revealed this figure almost 3 months after the film came out and it's still inaccurate? My goodness. Haya revealed theirs on the day the film released, by the way. With that, there's no excuse on how ugly looking this is. First of all, she looks like a giraffe. Taking notes from Godzilla 2000, I see. Not only that, her mouth is wide open like a Muppet. You could say that about the Playmates, but it's $10. The Playmate is a kid's toy. This is supposed to be a collector's item. The mouth looks too stretched out. Same with the neck. The extensor muscles on her arm are a little too thick. Her body not only is wrong from the concept art, it looks like a hot dog. It makes it funnier because her ankles are so skinny. It seems like SH Monsterarts is having trouble balancing out fat. Funny how her feet are sculpted like the final design in the film, and they're not from the concept art. Her crystal spikes don't look natural at all, but that's because they fumbled with the back proportions. I mean, come on, what is this? I get they want to give her good articulation, but this just sacrifices a good sculpt as well. It also looks like she has a bajillion arm joints, which probably looks like it's gonna tamper with the quality of the articulation of the arms. Like, come on, this is just disgusting. Even if it's well engineered in the final product, it's still a distraction. The tail looks fine, until you get to the Thagomizers. The Thagomizers are way too long, but that's because they look out of place. And not only that, they look out of place because they have ball joints. They don't move in the film. You could have saved that budget just for freaking paint and not for Thagomizer articulation, which doesn't even exist. You guys might call me crazy, but sculpt-wise, I think the Playmates is actually more accurate than the SH. Body is not that slim, like a Burger King tunnel. Its Thagomizers are not too long, and it doesn't look like a fucking Muppet. Overall, I don't know, man. This sculpt is just kind of bad, considering the fact that it's not even that accurate to the concept art at all, even though it is supposed to be the concept art design. So for the rest of these segments, I'm going to go ahead and ask one of my general friends on what they think of this figure, so that way I can get much of a more general audience, if you know what I mean. Starting off with my good friend, Maro.
Alrighty, so it seems like SH Monsterarts just released their Shimo figure. I wonder how it looks. You know, if we're gonna go anywhere based off the image, you know, the teaser, yeah, I mean, it should maybe look, maybe fine. I mean, you know. Oh, everyone told me it'd be bad. Yeah, I kind of expected this model to look not the best sculpt-wise. Like, my honest thoughts on the sculpt is just, ew, it looks so bad. Like, the head is way too big and too long. The body's, like, way too small. It doesn't have a chest. The back is, like, really weirdly round. The arms are, like, really contoured looking. The legs, I mean, okay, the legs don't look that bad. I guess they don't look that bad. It's just that they're way too small. And the tail is just... oh, God. Oh, no, that doesn't look good. Why are the spines at the end, why are they so big? Why was there just a random spike right here that was not in the movie? What? Oh. They use concept art? Yeah, I don't like this figure. If we just look at this thing and compare it to Hia, I mean, it's like night and day. It's just an embarrassment at this point.
Thank you so much, Maro. One thing I wanted to mention before we get to the paint section is that Shimo's jaw is not as bad looking as King Ghidorah 2019's, but that's like the bare minimum I'm ever going to give it. Alright, time for paint. What the fuck? The main paint job on the body is just way too bland. I wish there was more of a darker shading on it instead of just being white like the Playmates. But hey, you know, Playmates is $10, and this is like 25 times the price. So SH, what are we doing here? For the most part, when you put the face side by side with the concept art design, it looks fine. And even if it's not from the concept design, they didn't even bother to paint the crystals on her cheeks like in the film. If they can sculpt her feet to look like the film and not the concept art, they can do this, and they can do a lot of other things. And that goes for the rest of the neck. because there is a lack of crystal detail. I want you to keep in mind that there are multiple tiny crystal spines on the back of Shimo's neck, but there's only 3 on the SH. Are they serious? Now, I like the concept art design, but considering what we saw in the actual film, I do not like the flat black nail paint. And this just kind of separates Shimo's colors in the film. Speaking of colors, it's actually missing color. Sure, the blue is the primary color, but there's also purple. I'm gonna be fair on the Haya as well and say I don't like the fact that there's no purple on it as well. But what I like about the Haya more than the SH is that there's actual shading in the crystals. Now, I might be wrong about the paint part, as that is probably only in specific scenes. It all kind of just depends on lighting whenever you're looking at it. And it's a cool feature if the SH is transparent, or at least it looks like it. What I do care about are the shading features, and that's not even present on the figure. It's not even present on the Thagomizers either. Like, they have to match with the skin, and it's just not doing that. They just look like random Jolly Ranchers glued on. The last thing I want to bring up is the lack of an iridescent coat. In the film, Shimo has an iridescent color. That makes her pop off and look shiny. These features are also present on the Haya figure. On the SH, sure, it's in some areas, but isn't it also supposed to be represented around the entire body? Like, yeah, you can see it in a lot of main areas, but that doesn't mean you can see it everywhere. You can still see it everywhere on the Haya figure, and you can still see it everywhere in the movie. If I may be wrong, you can go ahead and correct me, but I do not remember it being this vague. But either way, this paint is just really messy. Those teeth are not gonna get saved either. I want you guys to keep in mind with something. SH does have the CGI files to this. I mean, Haya does, so why wouldn't they? The fact that they even begin to go ahead and just base the figure off of the concept art is just mind-blowing, because they could have done it from the actual film. We have unfinished details, inaccurate proportions, inaccurate head from the concept art, and inaccurate paint, along with the lack of shading and the lack of an iridescent coat. I mean, may I say more? You guys might think I'm getting nitpicky with this, but wait until I reveal what the price is. But that's basically all I have to say about the paint. So now we're gonna go ahead and invite another good friend who you guys might have seen on the channel before, Gojira Films Productions. Take it away.
SH, what are you doing? Seriously, you could have done so much better, and I've seen what you can do. You're capable of doing good paint on your figures. But with this, you just chose not to. There's barely any paint on your figure. There's only like, what, 4 colors on here? And, man, all you get is just plain white, no shading. You can't even see the scales. It looks like Playmates. Even that's an insult to Playmates, because with Playmates, okay, it's only cost you $10. With this is gonna cost you around $200. And not to mention, right, everything is just plain white. And with the crystal spikes, okay, you didn't give it any like white shading to give it like an illusion that it's probably, I don't know, glowing, or even get like a shiny effect. It's just plain transparent blue. Everything is just plain white. You didn't bother to get the toenails the correct color, okay? It's just black. No shading, just plain black. And it's not even the right color. In the film, they're like a purplish blue. Her nails were like a bluish color. But instead, you chose to give it black. How do you mess up that detail so bad? It's not even like it was hidden. You could clearly see it in the shot when she's coming out of the cave. And there's just no effort put into the paint here. It's just awful. And once again, you can barely make any detail with the scales, because the whole paint gets in the way, because it's just white. That's it. There's no like black wash to it to highlight all the scales, because if you look carefully, the scales are pretty well sculpted, but you can't see that because the only color you're gonna get is just white, and the white's gonna hide out all the details. Like I said before, SH is capable of giving their figures good paint, but for some reason they just don't want to. They're choosing not to give us any paint on our figures. And the thing is, this is gonna be so expensive when it comes out. It's gonna be like around $200. We're paying $200 for something that doesn't even look complete.
Yeah, Gojira Films is right. It's honestly just a shame. Well, thanks Gojira Films for being here. Now, I would do an articulation segment, but this figure literally just got revealed. So, I think the one thing that I'll say about the articulation is that how the hell did Haya beat them to toe articulation? That's just... Alright, now, accessories. Well, I'm pretty sure you guys can already guess this. I mean, nowadays SH doesn't come with accessories, so there's gotta be some, right? Well, actually there is, and it's not what you were expecting. To put it short, she doesn't come with a frostbite blast accessory. SH, why in the ever-living hell are you even doing this? Considering the play, no, this literally comes. Why are we even $10? Especially I don't feel like yelling, but there's no way that you can tell me that this is okay, because it's just not. They've been doing this for at least 6 to 7 years at this point. I have no idea why they didn't listen to their consumers for constructive criticism and feedback. And if you think this is still nitpicky, just wait until that price segment. Trust me, it's coming. Now, as for the accessory that comes with this figure, it's mind-blowing to me. In my last video, I mentioned that the 2024 version of the SH Monsterarts Kong doesn't have a silver tooth. I also mentioned that I hated how the Beast Glove Kong accessory was locked behind Scar King. So if I told you that they put in a head with the silver tooth locked behind the Shimo figure, would you believe me? I probably wouldn't believe myself, but it happened. This video isn't about Shimo anymore. It's about how SH can't make any goddamn decision. This shit absolutely upsets me. If they finally had the huge nutsacks to paint the tooth, why didn't they do so for the roaring head? You know you can still see Kong's tooth in the first trailer, right? If you think I'm being very nitpicky about this, then why did they even do it in the first place? Why could they do it for this head, but not the roaring head? Do they expect us to paint it? No, because they did it. Does SH have Alzheimer's at this point? Okay, so one thing that I do want to mention is that this might be a little nitpicky, but not really, is that on the promo for the running pose that SH did, you can see that Godzilla's left eye is not really prominent. It's more so, okay, it's kind of there, but yeah, it's more so on like the left side. I don't think SH knows how to edit their promos right. If you wish, you may now give me the title of the nitpicker. Okay, back to the video. I don't understand SH's mentality in this context. You know, I probably wouldn't have noticed this, but do you want to see something even more wrong with the head? Do you see why I'm complaining now? This is unacceptable. This is honestly disgusting, especially seeing this from a multi-million-dollar company. And if anyone, and I do mean anyone, is trying to excuse this, even though it's right in front of their eyes, it's honestly just infuriating. This could end up being a mistake, obviously, but it's just gross that this is even apparent in the first place. I shouldn't even have to argue with anybody about this, nor should I be seeing arguments about it. Because if you even defend stuff like this, at this point, you have my pity. Even if it was long, that covers my opinion on this accessory. So, I might as well go ahead and just leave it to my good friend, Linkimus Prime. Go ahead, man.
Hello, Super, and hello, everyone. This is Linkimus Prime. You may all know me, or you may not know me. Either way, it doesn't really matter. I'm here to talk about the SH Monsterarts Shimo, and specifically the not the articulation. Wow, I'm an idiot. I didn't feel like writing a script for this, so I apologize. I'm kind of raw dogging this, you know. Anyways, so, the accessories, I just want to mention that, the fact that, the only accessory this goddamn thing comes with is Kong's fucking head. That's it. A head. With a slightly more accurate tooth, and I should mention, by the way, that this is the same exact head that was included with the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Kong. Now, I went under a post underneath the articulation series post about a previous about the actual Kong figure, and someone had left a comment saying, why didn't you include the extra Kong head because it was a $75 figure. So, you know, it makes sense, right? If you're gonna, you know, make it like what, 10 bucks more than what it used to cost back in 2021, the same exact figure just with a slightly different paint job, might as well include, I don't know, something extra. And then they replied with, that's exclusive to the event exclusive figure. What do you mean? Like, genuinely, what do you mean?
Surprisingly, I have the answer for this, but it's not going to be pretty to hear. So a guy that's probably very popular in the Godzilla community called Daikaiju DU, follow him by the way, his customs are very awesome, actually posted this on his story. Go ahead and take the time to read it, and back to the video.
So you're telling me, right, that you're not going to include the head from another figure for another figure because it's apparently an exclusive, but you're going to repaint one little thing, the tooth, one little thing to make it a little bit more movie accurate and include it with an entirely different figure instead of just including it with the Kong figure in general, because they did this with Scar King too. They included the Beast Glove arm, so you have to buy Scar King so you can have Kong's Beast Glove, and then you have to buy Shimo just so you can have an extra head. They're pulling a fucking McFarlane here. Like, what the actual fuck? This is bullshit. You should be able to buy a figure that has all of the accessories all together and not have to buy one by one, because they're just assuming that people are just gonna suck their tiny little baby wieners and be like, oh, I'm just gonna casually drop $150, $170, $200 just so I can have all the accessories with my one figure. No. Because I'm not going to do that. Barely anybody's going to do that unless they're actually mentally, clinically insane enough to do that. I'm not going to do that because I'm not a fucking moron. You know, if you like SH, good for you. Good for you. But personally, what are you doing? You literally have a $60 alternative right here with Haya, looks better, is bigger, proportionately accurate, has better paint, has more articulation than the actual SH Monsterarts somehow, which this is the first time that Haya has actually been able to manage beating SH Monsterarts in every single category. Articulation, well, not accessories, of course, because, you know, but articulation, detail, accuracy, all of it, sculpt, hell, probably even quality. If SH Monsterarts, I'm sorry, like, I get the fact that, like, you know, let's look at Evolved Godzilla, the SH Evolved Godzilla. That thing couldn't even stand. It couldn't stand. It flopped over in the display. And before you pull the, oh, Linkimus, it's your prototype. Yeah, I get it's a prototype, but considering the fact that it's a prototype, if you're trying to market a figure, you want to market a figure that actually functions the way an action figure should. If you don't do that, you fuck yourself. Plain and simple. That's just how it is, okay? I get that prototypes are a thing, but if your prototype can't even stand up and you have to support it with super glue, you're done. You're fucking done, okay? But I think it's really funny that they insist on including accessories from other figures with other figures instead of including, I don't know, something like a Frost Blast accessory. The fact that fucking Playmates was able to include a blast effect piece with Shimo, but SH Monsterarts, a company that claims they make high-end collectibles, couldn't do that. They didn't do it. $200, please. Meanwhile, Playmates is charging $10 for a figure that includes a fucking blast piece accessory. What the actual fuck? Now, I know Haya isn't including you know, they're not including that, but they usually do it sometimes with, you know, specific special releases. When they do, they only charge like $1 more. But besides that, it's the same price for both the regular version and the version with an accessory. But when SH Monsterarts do it, when they do it, when Tamash Shit Nations does it, right? You either buy the regular figure, or you buy the special version of the figure, like special paint color version of the figure, whatever, right? You get it, and it costs an additional $50. Oh, and not just that, but sometimes, right? It's an event exclusive! What the fuck? that's just my rant about Shimo. I think it's a horrible looking figure. I think the fact that it comes with like literally 0 accessories that actually benefit the figure whatsoever and is supposed to go with another figure is actual dog shit. That's one of the reasons, again, I don't buy McFarlane toys, because I think McFarlane's a fucking sellout, and now so is SH Monsterarts, which I'm not surprised. But yeah, so get this figure if you want, but just know that you will be the laughingstock of the collector community if you do so. I'm sorry, I'm going going completely out of left field on this one, but you buy it, good for you, I guess. But I will laugh at you. I will. I know where you live. I don't know where you live, but you know, but yeah, so thank you, Super, for including me in your video. I know that this is a very long video, or long recording, I should say. But yeah, I have a lot of frustration. I need to get them out. And I know this is probably the first time a lot of you guys are hearing me completely go off script, off what you're used to hearing me as. But this isn't my channel. It's not my channel. So anyways, thank you, Super. I appreciate this. You're awesome. On with the video.
Thank you, Linkimus, for giving a wonderful rant to our audience. I'm sure they understand now. Alright, so, price, the final segment. How much is this figure going to cost? Even though it has possibly been said a lot throughout the entire video so far, except those were estimates, like $200 or up. But okay, you guys know how Mecha King Ghidorah was $280, how Biollante was $300, and how Iris was $300 as well. Well, considering the fact that it was actually less, I'm not even gonna go ahead and say it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and bring out my good friend, Birbo. Go ahead.
So, the SH Monsterarts Shimo. How much does it cost again?
Wait, what?! Yeah, that's right. SH genuinely expects us to pay $240 to $260 for this thing. You cannot make this shit up. You really think I'm about to pay all that for a figure that's nowhere near movie accurate, has barely any paint, is probably gonna be a floppy mess, and is just overall a complete dumpster fire? Oh, not to mention it doesn't come with any accessories, and no, this does not count. You really think I'm about to pay $260 for this thing? This is made even worse by the fact that the Hia is 10 times more movie accurate and costs $200 less! Seriously, how does a premium figure mess up so bad to where the $10 kids toy looks more movie accurate? Now look, as much as I was yelling in this part of the video, if you want to get this thing, then that's fine. It's your choice if you want to get this thing or not. But just saying, you have options. Quite a few of them, in fact.
But in my personal opinion, this thing is just not worth that price at all. If you want a highly articulated movie accurate figure of Shimo, just get the Hia and save yourself an extra $200. But yeah, that's my segment. Stay hydrated. Back to you, Super.
So, yeah. That's pretty much it. Those are my thoughts on the SH Monsterarts Shimo. Now, I should probably go over something that my friends and I have said quite a few times over the video. If you want this thing, that's fine. It's perfectly valid. A lot of people are going to see this video as just me complaining over a toy, but keep in mind that this is pricey, and people are going to spend their money on this either way. I do like SH Monsterarts as a general collector's line. It's very obvious that I don't hate them since I actually do have a collection of them. It's just that currently, they really need to get their shit together. And if we don't go ahead and give feedback to the people who are making these things, then we're probably going to go ahead and just be stuck with no accessories. And I do believe that feedback is the most important thing when viewing something. It can be a movie or it can be an object. That pretty much goes for everything in general. It's okay to have an opinion, and it's okay that it's valid. One last thing I would like to mention is thank you so much for 2,000 subscribers. At the moment of this recording, I currently have 1,970, but I'm sure by the day I upload this video, it'll make it. Thank you all for sticking around for me, and I appreciate everybody who loves my content. I'm Chucher, and this is the end of my video. I'll see you guys another time. Peace. If they ever make a Monsterarts Zuko, Tiamat, or Mothra, that'll be the trilogy.